Hey guys, I'm out here in the woods doing a review of a USN pass-around knife. This is the this knife is made by Todd Walensky of True Sabre Knives. He designed this knife specifically for batoning work. He said he'd broken some tips on some knives, and so what he did was he's made this tip with a deep taper. Well, it's almost like a Warncliffe at the end, so that when you're banging on it, it's not going to, the tip will not be subject to the forces they normally are on a regular knife. It's 6 inches long, and it's while it's not designed for chopping, it has a tapered tang, which gives it a little more forward weight, which it needs because this is a light knife. Now I'm going to baton this tree down. Before I do that, I'm just going to do a couple snap cuts here, and seems fine. So let's just get down to work. This is around a 3-inch tree, and just going to start hammering in. A lot of blade to work with, so that makes things really easy. And I can see that the tip is not at risk at all because of the way it slopes down. The one thing is for cross-grain batoning, which I'm doing right now, is I like generally a taller blade profile. Todd said that he found this works just fine. So we're going to use it as is and see how things come out. I am finding that the initial hit is, the baton is glancing off the tree because the blade is so low profile. That is an issue for me, but I'm going to keep working through and see how things come out. There's a 6 inches long, so there's a lot of blade to work with, which I really like. There she goes. All right, that worked out pretty well. Now I'm going to go over and try some regular batoning, like you would do when you're building a campfire or something. Because this blade is 6 inches, you can baton a larger piece of wood. This is probably as large as you'd ever want to go. And look, I hope this knife survives. I've never used it before. To my knowledge, the only other person that has used this knife is the maker, Todd. So, wish me luck. All right, with the Sabre grind, the knife goes right in. And here we go. Plenty of room to work with up front. Tip is not in jeopardy at all. I always like to keep the back of the handle flat, even with the front of the knife as you go, because otherwise, it's said, I don't know if it's true, it's said that you can put a lot of stress on the blade if you don't. Alright, I'm starting to lose the tip into the wood here, so I'm going to just pull it out and jigger it forward. Still a lot of room to work with. Another reason you want to keep the handle flat, is so that doesn't happen, the tip migrating into the wood. Here we go. That was pretty straight grained piece of I'd say this is probably beech tree, and the knife went through it. I'm not going to say it was little or no effort. There was a lot of effort in that, but we'll give it so that's the half cut. Let's do it again. Sabre grind, separating the wood easily. Now this is a much more manageable sized piece. I mean, that's a big diameter piece of wood. Most people are not going to be batoning something like that, but I wanted to push this knife to the limit, and so far it seems to be holding up just fine. Beautiful. Now I could keep going and going and going, but what's the point? Another thing I like to do with a knife, now I know this is, you know, designed strictly for batoning. It's not a chopper. You're not going to do any tip first drilling with it. It's not a bushcraft knife, but I always like to make a little feather stick, test the sharpness of the knife. And what I'm finding here is that this edge, which is convex, which is a very strong edge, and perfect for batoning because there's a lot of meat behind the edge. This is a very obtuse convex edge, and I can feel it kind of drops off sharply from the rest of the grind. And what I'm finding is that to get the right angle, I have to tilt this knife into an uncomfortable position. So this is not something that I want to do a lot of feather sticking with. I'm going to see how it does for notching. See, this knife is designed to be strong for batoning. I'm having difficulty getting it in there. It's not moving. It's not going into the wood smoothly. I'm going to give one last cross grain hit on this, and then we're done. Boom. That worked out nicely. One last time. Okay, that's it. The Todd Walensky baton specific knife by True Sabre. Comes with a Kydex sheath, which is really well made. The blade is locked in there. There's no movement. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Goodbye.